Well, this is tragic. Struck again. And of course they had to eat the prettiest ducks that I had. I have to rearrange everything, make sure everything's secure. Everyone is locked up at night. But like I just showed you over there with the I am Samani pin, this time he reached his grubby little paws through this wire and through chain link. What is going on, everyone? It's Twisted Cape. I'm here with Copper, and today's angle, I want to talk about predators. So I've been having a predator problem. What I think happened, my theory is, shortly after the hurricane, because we just had Hurricane Debbie come through here, I believe that the predator, mysterious predator, whoever it is, wandered in through the confusion of the storm and decided to take advantage of my wind-damaged pens. So my security was weakened, particularly with my chickens and ducks. So he's been here for a few nights and they've just either gone missing, a certain amount of ducks weren't in the pen where they were supposed to be, or I found pieces of them. There's only 2 bodies now. I don't know what happened to the last one. Once they start getting that to stop, that's going to be difficult. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm not thrilled about it. So he's clearly done some damage, as in killed them. My ducks, mainly a few of them, and also particularly my chickens, the I am Samanis. This dude's got expensive taste. Luckily, I got cobalt on my goats to guard them, so whatever would even think about getting my goat, think again, because I have my Anatolian Shepherd Cobalt out there guarding them. Are you doing your job, Cobalt? I at least don't have to worry about them, or if there is a predator, they're not bothering my goats, be it Cobalt or maybe this guy's just a little too small to try to attempt to get a goat. I was supposed to have my geese guarding my chickens and ducks. What happened, guys? What happened? I tried to ask my cats what was going on, but they seemed to be sworn to secrecy. This is very important. Nothing? If you did see something, would you tell me? How do I know you didn't do it? Playing the cute card, I see. You didn't see a thing? I even tried bribing them with more expensive cat food, and it didn't work. Silent treatment. You don't know what's going on, do you? I put trail cams out to try and catch the killer in the act to figure out and give me an idea of what I'm dealing with. But true to trail cam fashion, they fail at the most important parts. Batteries are dead. Memory card is full. Got the angles wrong. Time lapse just stopped working. Oh, this one just swang locked up. PIR wouldn't function properly. It's like with the cameras, with the trail cams, I always get before and after the fact. After the fact doesn't really help me when I come outside and I can see that everyone is in the pen missing or dead. I don't know what happened. It's really frustrating because every night that goes by, he keeps taking more and more of my animals. Y'all have problems with trail cams? Leave a comment below if they are just as frustrating as I'm expressing here in the video. So it was time to get serious. I first tried the small animal trap. And we have a tiny little store-bought, that's not ours, store-bought chicken bone used as bait. Nothing. Oh, I guess just feeling defeated. Because every night that goes by, he gets more and more aggressive, more and more bold. So whatever I'm dealing with, he's not becoming shy. He's hungry and he is after my animals. All right, so I decided enough playing around. I went to my local farm store to see if I could find the biggest one that they had. This ought to do the trick. All right, got my trap home. Now I just gotta set it up. But what do I use for bait? I do have this one chicken, and he's kind of a jerk. You'll be fine, chicken. He was totally fine, I promise. Hey, y'all, comment below if you have any idea what could be killing my ducks and chickens. A couple nights and a few more dead chickens later. Stressing me out. I checked the trap one morning to find this. Holy crap, it's a bobcat. Y'all, can you believe this was doing all the damage? Bobcats are common in Florida. They are double the size of a domestic cat. Their fur colors are a mix of tan to mustardy brown with black streaks. The underside, if you ever happen to get under a bobcat, is usually white with black spots. The insides of the legs marked with black bars. Their ears are short and pointed, the bob name coming from how short their tail is, which has a length ranging from 4 to 6 inches. Young bob kitties have more of a mottled or spotted appearance, as well as more distinct facial markings. It is a dude with baby balls. He's a young boy. They are shy by nature, and hence, like this one in the trap, is not a happy camper being caught out in the daylight. Look at his paws. They are fat and thick. Speaking of paws, let's talk about tracks and how we can use paw prints to help identify what we are dealing with. The trail cams might fail, so we need to use our eyes and do a little detective work. So let's compare a bobcat track with a domestic dog. For starters, a cat track will have a more asymmetrical appearance, the heel pointing in a slightly different direction than the toes. Also note how the inner and outer toes are offset, whereas a canine is more uniform and symmetrical, as well as their more ovalish toe pads having little points at the ends, because they can't retract their claws like kitty cats. Look at you being a model. Also note how the heel pad tends to be double-lobed on the leading edge and overall larger than its toe pads, whereas on dogs, the lobeless heel pad is much smaller compared to its toe pads. Another really good difference, especially when tracks are not clear, is going to be a ridge versus pyramid. Focus on the space between the toe and heel pad. Note on a bobcat how it forms an arc. Compared to a canine, this area takes on a pyramid or mound shape. But wait, I keep comparing to a domestic dog. How do I know if it is a coyote? Hold on, did this good-for-nothing trail cam of mine actually catch a coyote on camera? How do I know if it wasn't part of my problem? Well, the tracks do indicate bobcat, and the fact that I caught the bobcat is really making this guy guilty. And coyotes, contrary to popular belief, are actually more of an opportunistic creature, as they tend to survive on carrion and small rodents as opposed to attacking a caged-inside Happy Meal. Now, let's get back on track. Coyote's track will be overall more oval in shape. The toes closer together themselves, but further from the heel pad, as opposed to the more rounded, spread out, and robust shape of the domestic dog. Note how the toes spread out and slightly point away from each other, whereas a coyote will be more narrow and pointing forward, with usually 2 noticeable nails showing and parallel to each other. It's not always easy to put this information to the test in the real world, as paw prints and tracks can easily get obscured and be different if the animal was walking versus running. But knowing this has to be more helpful than, say, a finicky trail cam, right? Right. So now that I got him, here's the question. What do I do with him? I do not want to kill him. I do not want to eat him. They say a Florida man eats his problems. Well, I think this Florida girl can come up with something a little bit better than just barbecuing him. 'Cause, well, he's kind of cute, so that doesn't help. So I can't relocate too far because this bobcat could be in someone else's animal's territory, and I don't want to have him battle a different, bigger animal to him or somewhat similar bobcat. That's basically giving him a death sentence. I also can't relocate to somebody else's property. That's just giving someone else my problem, and I don't want to give anyone else the headache that I'm dealing with. So the idea that I came up with is that I decided to take him to the farthest end of my property, way away from all of my animals, and hopefully that distance enough he would get interested in something else and not come back here.
See, dude.
You can go now. He jumped in the water.
Guess he's not too afraid of the water.
So him. All right. So it's actually been a few weeks since I relocated that bobcat to the far side of my property. And so far, fingers crossed, he hasn't come back. So I'm thinking that predatorily speaking, I have solved my problem. But in addition to relocating the little guy, I also beefed up my security on my pens. So in addition to having everyone locked up at night, I also have those nifty goat panels that I bought surrounding the areas that I have locked up my pens in. So hopefully with the additional security, I won't have any future problems from other predators that could potentially be coming in here. So could I have killed it? Yes, that may have been the simplest thing, but this Florida girl is trying to give things a chance. That guy, he may have been displaced and confused from the hurricane, but he's just like everybody out here. He's just trying to make a living and get something to eat. And I can't really blame him. It's really up to me and my ability to be smarter, to make sure my animals are safe, and that this guy can just move on and go somewhere else. But that's all I have for y'all right now. Yes, this video was on the sad side because I lost more animals, and blame it hurricanes, predators, whatever you want to do. Hopefully, like anything, when I take a loss, I try to learn something from it. And the bobcat has taught me that my security, when you think is good, is not always the best. It can always be better. So hopefully, I learn a little bit from that. And if you ever have a bobcat or predator problem, share your tips and techniques, what you do to help avoid predators, because they are an ongoing problem. It's not if, but when they attack. You're always on guard, whereas they're just coming in and taking advantage of a situation that you may set up either by accident through a hurricane or your security wasn't up to par. So hopefully this is a learning experience. At least that is what I try to take from it, from every situation, so it doesn't always end up as a tragedy, because something can come from it. But that being said, that's all I have for y'all today. I thank you so much for watching and liking this video and subscribing to keep up with all my future adventures. But until the next one, y'all know what to do. We gotta stay twisted. There you go. Go back to your friends.